we are going to begin with 2025 past paper. Question number 1. State the difference between horizontal communication and vertical communication. Now this question comes out from topic 2, communication, 2 marks. State 2 benefits of horizontal communication flow. First, 1 mark for each benefit. 1 mark. So you don't have to go and explain anything. Remember, the key word is state. So just state the benefits. You don't have to explain anything. Next question. Outline 2 advantages of using video conferencing rather than the traditional in-person meetings as a method of hosting international business meetings. Here, 4 marks. This whole segment was on communication. Let's go to the other question. Miss Adrian Peters of Summer Drive, St. John's, is interested in applying for the position of marketing assistant as advertised in figure 1. Miss Peters is 19 years old and attended the all-girls secondary school for 5 years for the period 2019 to 2024. She gained employment with Excel Stores Limited as a junior marketing clerk from June 2024 to present. Ms. Peters' email address is adr@peters.com. So what we have here is a little job advertisement. So in a job advertisement, what I'm seeing here, it's telling me the position that is being advertised, the requirements that you need to have, mixed with some skills that I'm seeing there. It will also show you where to apply. Now this job advertisement is missing some stuff, but this is what we have. That's what we're going to be working with. I'm seeing the last point here says provide 2 reputable references. Now, 2 references, but I'm not seeing any references. Do you think that is an error? No, it's not. It's not an error, right? Provide 2 reputable references. So this is where you're going to have to make up some references. Now, if somebody worked as a junior marketing clerk in Excel Stores Limited, then 1 recommendation or 1 reference can come from Excel Stores. So we're making up a name for that, right? For that reference. And the other reference can come from the school she attended. So Ms. Peters can actually go to one of her past teachers to get a recommendation. And there we have the 2 reputable references. So this question asks us, assume you are Ms. Adrian Peters, use the information in figure 1 to complete the curriculum vitae on page 7. Limit the skills the candidate should possess and the references to 2. Right. This is our curriculum vitae. So the curriculum vitae is a little bit different from a resume in that it is more detailed. It has a little bit more information to it. Right? Personal data. Personal data. Now, always remember these little scenarios, all the answers is right in the scenario. All the answers. So what you have to do, pluck out the information here and just put it in here. That's all you have to do, right? So personal data, name. What is the person's name? Miss Adrian Peters. Another personal information is someone's address. So we're going back up. What is the address? Summer Drive, St. John's, right? Summer Drive, St. John's. Beautiful. Another personal data is the email. And we could probably put her age. So let's get the email and age. That's the personal information there. All right, the email address is this, ADR80, and her age 19. There we go. All right, so the email is ADR, I think I saw capital PET at peters.com, and her age is 19. Let me just double check that email. All right, capital P, another capital P, capital P. Right here. Right. Education. She went to all girls secondary school. And I remember the period 2019 to 2024. Right? Let's just double check that if my memory serves me correct. And look at all girls secondary school for 5 years, 2019 to 20. Right, good, we're good to go. And it's just going through line by line, and you'll be fine. Skills. All right, so they asked for 2 skills, and then we have work experience. So the 2 skills, let us see. Skill number 1, ability to create brochures. That's 1 skill there. Another skill, I would say, another skill could be to compose manual and electronic documents. I would say proficiency in Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay, so skill here. One skill. Proficient in Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Beautiful. Work experience. She worked as a junior marketing clerk at Excel Stores Limited. Right? We have to put when she worked. It would have been, let's go back up to see when she worked. Period. All right, from June 2024 to present. Okay, so we have to put that there. References, remember we spoke about this, so let's just make up a name. So the first name, remember Sexy did not provide any, so let's say Michelle Simmons. She is the manager from Excel Stores Limited. Remember, you have to get references from either past teachers or past managers you would have worked for. And the other person, we could put Mr. Charles Williams. He is a teacher from her past school, which is AGSS, All Girls Secondary School. And that's it, 7 marks. 7 marks. Now, when you would have reached out references, a lot of people would have been searching the little scenario here for the references, but if you look at it good, CXC did not provide any names. So what you would have done, you cannot leave it out, right? You need to know CXC is actually testing you to know if you know where our reference comes from. References, we reference or references. If we need 1 or if we need 2, it comes from past employment or employers where you would have worked at and former teachers. could give you a recommendation. So that will be your 2 references. Right, 7 marks there. Let's move on to the other question. Right, so just take your time. Number 2, state 3 reasons why possessing effective communication skills is important for an individual seeking employment in today's competitive job market. Another thing, communication skills. So you see, whole of question 1 is communication. 2A is still on communication, right? So let's go. First, so the set is state 3 reasons, right? So just state it, because this question is just carrying 3 marks. The set is state, so you just state it. Okay, it demonstrates competence where someone can explain their experience and show to the company. That's 1. 2, effective communication skills helps one to express ideas clearly during interviews. 3, it can improve teamwork and productivity within the workplace. 3 marks there. Okay, you don't have to go and explain anything because it's only 1 mark per reason, right? 2B, one of the duties of an information records clerk is to manage your company's records. Outline 2 ways in which the use of technology can help the clerk to complete this duty efficiently. So this topic came from records and information management. Right? So 2 ways in which the use of technology can help the clerk to complete his or her duty efficiently. Number 1, using computer-based filing systems makes it easier to store and retrieve documents quickly. Right. Next reason, technology allows records to be backed up on external drives, protecting important company information from loss or damage. Right? That's it. AXY Corporation employed a new records management clerk to help with the alphabetical filing in the general office. As part of the orientation exercise, the recruit was asked to index the relevant information from the records listed below. What we have to do, we have to put it in alphabetical order, even though we are filing it. All right, so let's see who goes first. So we have J. Jones, RLCP, Dr. Ariel C.P. Peters recently got married and now signs Joseph instead of Peters. So her name will now be Dr. Ariel C.P. Joseph. So it'll be Jones first, then Joseph, then Matthews and Johnson Associates, A, B, C, D. Sing the alphabet in your mind, right? So we have J first, then Joseph. We have J-O, J-O. Rule, same letter, you go to the second letter. If the second letter is the same, you go to the third one. So we have Jones up against Joseph. In the alphabet, N comes before S. So we have to file this one first. This one will be second. Matthews and Johnson will be third. And you see that what we have here? The 9th street. So you have to spell out the 9. You have to spell it out. So if we're spelling it out, we are looking at N. M comes before N. So this will be the third, and then the last one will be 9th street when we are filing. So let's go. So unit 1 will be associates. Unit 2, limited. Unit 3, I guess we can state what it is. It's a letter. And under Unit 4, we could probably put the reference number 0234. Zero two three four. All right, that's it there. Let's go to the second one. The second one is Dr. Ariel C.P. Peters. So she's no longer Peters, but Joseph. So in this case, Unit 1 will be surname first. So the surname is Joseph. So Unit 1, remember the rule, surname first. So that's Joseph. Then the first name is Ariel. And then everything else will come after. Right? Surname first, which is Joseph. She's no longer Peters, right? So it's Joseph. First name, everything else will come after, which is CP. And this is a change of name, right? So everything else will come after. So that will be the CP. And you are not to make up a name that begins with COP. And the rule, once she goes by doctor, you put it in brackets, right? Put it in the brackets there. And Unit 4, we can probably put change of name. Right? The third one, Matthews and Johnson. Matthews and Johnson Associates. Let's go back up and see what that is. It's a contract. That's a contract. So what we will put here, contract. And then the last one, 9th Street. Now we are not spelling it out here. We just spell it out at the top just to fit it in terms of filing, right? The 9th Street Theatre Club invoice, it was an invoice, right? Club, and we can put right here an invoice. First time I say sex to bring a question like this. Right? So this is at 4 marks. 4 marks. All right, let's go to the other one. A large international corporation that has operations across multiple continents handles various documents, including invoices, shipping documents, and correspondence, all related to different countries and regions. The records management clerk is considering changing from an alphabetical filing system to a geographical filing system. Outline 2 reasons why changing to a geographical filing system would benefit the corporation. 2 reasons. Number 1, now remember, under classification of filing, we have 5: alphabetical filing, geographical filing, numerical, subject, and chronological. So they want 2 reasons why we are changing from alphabetical filing to geographical filing. Okay. Second one, it helps organize according to international operations. Improve efficiency. Yeah, 2 reasons there. Don't overthink the questions too much, right? Don't overthink it too much, and don't let the multiple lines throw you off. It doesn't mean you have to fill up all these lines. Don't let that throw you off. We are on question 3. Right? 2 marks. State 2 types of informal meetings that may be held in a business. Now, an informal meeting, we don't have time to organize no agenda. We don't have time to take no minutes. We don't have any time to book any room and organize any refreshments. This is an informal meeting. So a type of informal meeting, don't overthink it too much. 1, to just be a staff discussion. 2, team briefings. That's it. Right? Informal meetings is like a casual meeting. State 3 advantages of preparing minutes for a meeting. So this comes from the topic under meetings. It provides a record of decisions made. Now remember, minutes of a meeting is a summary of what took place in a meeting, right? It helps follow up on actions. Agreed. And last important advantage, it serves as evidence in case of disputes or misunderstanding. These are the 3 top reasons why we prepare minutes. So nobody could say, well, I never said that in a meeting. They're lying on me, I never said that. We have evidence. It's on record. And another reason for preparing minutes is that persons who are absent, they can get a copy of the minutes. So they will be filled in. They'll be abreast in terms of they will know what was discussed. All right. Next question. The human resource manager of Lately Fries Limited has made some critical changes to the employment policies. The changes, which relate to staff salaries and how they are calculated, a complicated process for some staff, must be shared with the employees in your department. The HRM is deciding how best to communicate the information and has narrowed it down to the monthly bulletin or a meeting with the staff. Outline 2 reasons why the human resource manager should convene a face-to-face meeting to share the information instead of using the monthly bulletin. Easy question. CXC is asking us, what are the benefits of having a face-to-face meeting, like a staff meeting? Right? This topic is a cross between communications and the topic meetings. So 2 reasons why the human resource manager should just have a staff meeting as opposed to just putting up the information on a bulletin board. It allows employees it ensures staff understand the complex salary changes early. Right? Now, in a staff meeting, we can actually ask questions as opposed to putting it up on a monthly bulletin. You can't ask any question. Who will answer you? So these are the 2 reasons why HRM, the manager, should convene a face-to-face meeting. Next question. State 2 activities that should take place in preparation for the meeting. This question comes from the topic meeting. What should a secretary do before a meeting? And this is something you have to know. What to do before a meeting, during a meeting, and after a meeting. What should we do? What are the 2 activities? 1, prepare an agenda. And remember, an agenda is a list of topics to be discussed at a meeting. And 2, arrange the we can arrange the notice of a meeting. Right? That entails the venue, date, and time of a meeting. That's it. 2 marks. Right. C. The management team at Lately Fries Limited has started the preparation for the company's annual general meeting. Annual general meeting is a meeting held once a year. The record indicated that some important committee members who agreed with their plans for expansion would not be available in person but were willing to vote by proxy. They decided to move a motion to allow proxy voting. Explain 2 reasons why the management team decided to move a motion to allow proxy voting. Now, proxy voting is where if you cannot attend a meeting, proxy voting is where you could select 1 representative based on someone who you know could be a friend, a family member, and they will go to a meeting on your behalf, simply because you cannot make the meeting. So why we need to get 2 reasons why management would decide to move a motion to allow proxy voting. Proxy voting is where you cannot attend the meeting and you have to vote, so you could send a representative to vote on your behalf. Why is management allowing that? 1 reason. Reason number 1, it allows members who cannot attend the annual general meeting to still participate in voting. Remember, you could still participate even though you're not there. The proxy will vote on your behalf. So if you want to vote for something, you tell the person how to vote. Right? Those are our two reasons here. Even if two reasons. 4 marks. Right? And now we are on to section 2. We have 3 more questions. So 3 questions in section 1, 3 questions in section 2. Now in section 2, this is where you're going to get some calculation questions. Right? Mr. Alan Forbes, marketing manager of Helen International, will be traveling across on a business trip next month. Suggest 4 pieces of information which should be included in an email about hotel reservations made on his behalf. If I made hotel reservations on behalf of Alan Forbes, what information I need to send him concerning that booking of that hotel? What information I need to send to him? I need to send to him the hotel name and address. Second thing I need to send to him, the check-in and check-out times and dates. Third thing, the room type I booked for him. The single or double occupancy. And the last thing I have to send for him is the payment confirmation that I paid for the hotel for him. That's the 4 things there. 4 marks. Remember, read the question more than once to understand what CXC is asking you. Okay? State 2 benefits of paying for Mr. Forbes' hotel accommodation by credit card. 2 benefits of using a credit card. That's what they're asking. 1, it's convenience and a secure method of payments. 2, it provides a record for accounting purposes. That's it. That's it. Moving on. Right, this question here. The workers of Dues Marketing Corporation have raised numerous concerns about the poor and unsafe conditions they work in daily. However, nothing has been done by management to address their concerns. The workers eventually called a meeting with their union representatives, where it was reported that workers have had numerous discussions with the human resource manager regarding the company's violations of the OSHA Act. One of the violations of the Act that has affected workers severely is working with hazardous and malfunctioning equipment to complete tasks. Assuming you are the union representative, Ms. Pat James, and they gave her email address, write an email to Mr. Tony Green, who is the human resource manager of Dues Corporation. When you are sending this email, include the following. Include a statement on the meeting held with workers and union representatives, and outline of one way in which the identified violation can affect workers' safety and well-being. An outline of one measure to address the problem in accordance with OSHA standards. Right. Everything that is here, all you have to do take the information, you're plucking it out, you're taking the information, and you're giving it back to CXC. And you just drop the information here. Just drop it for them. Same information that have there, you just drop. So to send, we have to send an email to Tony Green. Remember to give his address, tgreen at p.com. Right, so this is Tony Green. Remember, it's an email, so you send the person's email address. It's coming from Pat James. Let's see what date to put here. They gave us a specific date. No, they did not. So in the exam, whatever date that you're on, you put that date. Right? Don't make a fuss out of it. And the subject, urgent attention. Workplace safety concerns. Right? Now we start in the email. So they said that we must put a statement on the meeting held. We must outline one way in which each identified violation can affect the worker's well-being, and we must outline one measure to address the problem. All right, so we're starting off. Let's take a time. I am writing to inform you that a meeting was held with the workers and their union Remember, the question did say to give a little update to discuss ongoing concerns at the name of the company. Let's go back up there. Is it Dues? I think that's one. Dues Corporation, yeah. Dues Manufacturing Corporation. Right. Use functional serious risk to workers' safety increase accident. All right, moving on to address this issue in accordance with OSHA Act standards. I recommend the company repair or replace all faulty equipment and provide proper safety training to ensure a safe working environment. We urge management to take immediate action to protect the well-being of all employees. Right? Sincerely yours, Pat James. See, what is her position? Is a union representative. Right? That's it. So we recommend two things: repair and replace all faulty equipment. And second recommendation, provide proper safety training to ensure a safe working environment. Right? Remember, the question did say to outline one way in which the identified violation could affect workers' safety. We identified because we said it is causing accidents and injuries. Solution: repair and replace all faulty equipment and provide proper safety training. Right? And that's our email. That's it. That's it there. 6 marks. I literally just typed over everything she just gave us. All right, let's go to the other question. Almost finished. The presence and proper use of personal protective equipment and safety tools are essential for protecting workers and the integrity of a construction project. In the table below, suggest one reason why it is important to use the following displayed items in the operations department. This topic comes from operations, dispatch, and transportation department, which is the last topic in the syllabus. Right? So we have a little safety, a high visibility vest. Normally when we have road works, those men will normally put on this so nobody can bounce them down in the road and when they're doing work. So we have to do this to identify to just say why it is important to use the following displayed item. All right. See, this is a high visibility vest. Next, we have a fire extinguisher. What is the importance of this? Why do we use that? Right. Next one, this is warning tape. Warning tape. What is the purpose of this? I would have seen this in lots of movies to clearly mark off. Remember, these are the items you will find in the factory, right? This topic deals with the factory. To clearly mark off hazardous areas or restricted zones, alerting people to any more. I think that's it. 3 marks. 3 marks. Easy squeezy. 5, almost finished. All business organizations must have an internal accounting department or outsource their accounting services. Identify 2 duties of a clerk in the accounts office. Easy. First duty, prepare payrolls. Second duty, prepare invoices, checks, or payment vouchers. Done. 2 marks. Right? B. Outline the procedure for making payments to the bank using each of the following methods. Standing order. What is a standing order? It is used when a person wants the bank to make regular payments of the same amount from their accounts. That's a form at the bank given permission for the money to the standing order. If I take out a loan and I have my loan amount is $1,500 every month, let's say I have to go and pay the bank $1,500 every month. Now I don't want to go in the line and sign up in the line every single month. So what I can do is fill out a standing order. I go, fill out a form, and every time I get paid, the money will be sent directly to the bank that I'm owing the $1,500 to. So I don't have to go online up and speak to any teller or anything like that. How awesome is that? A standing order is one of the best things that was ever created. Bestest thing ever. All right. And the next one is a credit transfer. So if you see how, okay, so let's say I'm a teacher and I'm offering you a service by providing you lessons, right? Offering you a service. Now, let's say my fee is $500 a month. When it's time to pay me, right, you are going to take money from your account and send it directly into my account, right? That is credit transfer. It's like paying somebody online. Another example, you would have seen something on Instagram, you like it, the business owner tells you make a payment, send me the receipt when you made the payment, when you paid. So you're taking money from your account and you're sending it directly into the person's account. All right, that is the credit transfer. This is used when a person wants to send money directly from their account to someone else's account. Right? That's it. That's the credit transfer. 2 marks each. Now, because it's 2 marks, you have to go into it a little bit. If it was just 1 mark, you just say what it is. There's 2 marks, you have to go into it a little bit. Okay, next question. All right. This question comes from accounts. We have to do overtime here. Employees at PQR Enterprise Limited are paid weekly. Regular overtime is paid to employees at the rate of $10 per hour. Work done on public holidays is paid at double the overtime rate. National insurance is deducted at 2% of basic pay, and union dues are $12 per week. During the week ending 25th of April 2025, overtime hours were as follows. Joseph Sawyers, he worked 8 hours overtime. Charles Lopez worked 6 hours overtime, and he worked an additional 2 hours on public holiday. So if it's 2 hours on public holiday, we have to pay him double. Using the information given to complete the payroll sheet for week ending 25th of April. Nice. So we have the little payroll here, 9 marks. So let's just take our time. Let's start with Joseph Sawyers. His basic pay. Now this is a calculator questions. Grab your calculators. Right? Joseph Sawyers' overtime pay is 8 hours. How much they said we paying? Overtime, $10 an hour. Beautiful. 8 by 10. $80, right? So we're gonna put the $80 here. So the gross pay will now be 300 plus 80 is 380. Beautiful. Charles Lopez, overtime is 6 hours. 6 by 10 is 60. For Charles, 6 multiplied by 10 is 60, right? But then he worked 2 hours in public holiday. So they said 2 hours is double. Right? So if it's double is 2 multiplied by 20 shall give us 40. So 60 plus 40 overtime is $100. Yeah? So we put the 100 right here. So the gross pay, you add up this 200 plus 100, that's 300. Oh, how am I doing this? So let me finish our Joseph Sawyer's one first. NIS for Joseph Sawyer's, they said NIS is 2% of the basic pay. It is not 2% of the gross pay, it's 2% of the basic pay. Right? 2% of the basic pay. Let's go back up. I want you to see what they said. Look at it, 2% of the basic pay. Right, so grab your calculators. 2 divided by 100 multiply. Basic pay is 300. So that is $6. Yeah, union fees is 12. Total deductions. You start the deductions from NIS trade union fees. So $6 plus $12 is $18. Net pay. To calculate net pay is gross pay minus total deductions. So $380 minus $12 is $368. So just now. 380 minus $18 is 362. 362. Right? Beautiful. Gross pay for Charles is 300. NIS is 2% of the basic pay. So 2%, 2 divided by 100 multiplied by 200 is $4. Union fees is 12. Total deductions. Deductions are NIS, any union fees, any loans, anything, any compulsory deduction, any voluntary deduction. They're all deductions, right? So the total deductions is $4 plus 12. That is $16. $16, right? The net pay, the rule for the net pay is the gross salary minus deductions to get the net pay. So the gross salary is 300 minus $16. You would get $284. Total net pay, you just have to add up these two here. So 284 plus 362 is 646. That's it. 9 marks. CXC can trick students because of this little NIS here. So if you didn't read this properly, you would have calculated 2% of the gross pay. But no, they said 2% of the basic pay. Right? It's not 2% of 380, it's 2% of 300. Right? CXC is trying to trick you sometimes, but we know all their tricks, so don't be fooled. Right? And I believe, right, yes, last question. You were recently employed as a clerk in the purchasing department at ABC Company. Other than preparing or processing purchase requisitions, state 2 duties that you are required to perform. 2 duties of a clerk in the procurement department. 1, maintaining a database of suppliers. And 2, I can't give that one because they said other than preparing or processing purchase requisitions. Another one, keeping records of purchases. Right? That's it. 2 marks. 6B, outline 2 functions of the marketing. How much marks? Right, so it's 4. So we have to go into it a little bit. 2 functions. Designing marketing strategies. For example, bringing awareness of products at various events. For example, trade shows, a trade show, sports day, you can have a competition. But remember, marketing is responsible for advertising. So when I say designing marketing strategies where we can advertise your product. Like if we have a sports day, we can pull up a tent, pull out 2 tables and start to advertise our product by giving away our product for free. You get free samples. That's a marketing strategy. Yeah. Another function of the marketing office is advertising. Advertising to increase sales. Right? So we can advertise TV, on the radio. We could have flyers, newspaper, all these mediums we could advertise our products. Yeah, those are the 2 functions there. That's it. Let's move on. Right. All right, this is the last question. Right. On Thursday, the 8th of May, Mrs. Janice Raven was asked to send purchase requisition PS005 to the purchasing officer. Authorization was given for 30 reams of A4 copy paper, 18 reams of legal size paper, and 1 laminator. Since the items are needed by the first business day of the next week, the store supervisor, Mr. Jonas Brown, had to authorize the requisition the following day. Carib Stationeries is the company's supplier for all stationery and office products. Supplies Limited provides all other equipment. Use the purchase requisition below to enter the relevant information. Right, purchase requisition, we just go line by line by line. 2, who this is going to? It is going to the purchasing officer. The requisition number PS005 right? It's going line by line, take a time. The date 8th of May. Please apply, right. So the first item, it was 30 A4 copy paper. Who is the supplier for this? 30 reams of A4 copy paper. Who is the supplier? Carib Stationeries. Right? And the other order was 18 reams of legal size paper. It's a stationery, and Carib Stationery is the company supplier. Right, and then we have 1 laminator. Let's see who is the supplier for this. One laminator, Paris Stationery is the company supplier for stationery. Alright, so we go with Supplies Limited. That's the supplier for the limited. Supplies Limited. Alright, date required. This is the first business day of the next week. So you're going to put that. First business day of the next week. Requested by, who requested this? Janice Raven. And it was authorized by Jonas Brown. Let's double check that. One who authorized it. Right, look at here. Authorization is given right. Jonas Brown had to authorize a requisition the following day, right? So it's Jonas Brown. And date authorized, they said Jonas Brown had to authorize it the following day. So the following day after 8th of May will be the 9th of May. Right? Okay, and this question is worth 9 marks.